Organic foods, they're all the rage, and that trend will continue on to wine as well. One popular option with wine connoisseurs is the topic of this month's Food and Wine magazine. Let's take a look at their annual wine issue.
A kind of cool trend in wine that more and more wineries are getting into, call it green wine if you want, which is not the color of the wine itself, but this approach to its environmentalism, towards organics. And we got Earth Day coming up, April 22nd. Seemed like a good time to talk about it. So Stoller Estate, Oregon Pinot Noir. They're very sustainable in terms of their winery building. They actually gave a lot of thought into making a building that would be great for the environment. It's the first gold LEED certified leadership in energy and environmental design winery in the world. It's one of the first in Oregon, if not the first, to use solar power for essentially all of its power. Most of the wineries made with recycled materials. It's just a really interesting way to go about taking the winery itself and making it environmentally friendly. Then Hirsch Vineyards. Hirsch is on the far Sonoma coast of California, right hard up against the Pacific Ocean. Cool winds off the Pacific give these Pinots from Hirsch just incredible zip and drive, beautiful wines, but they also farm biodynamically, which is a very holistic form of organic farming that takes the farm, it takes your vineyard basically, looks at it, the birds, the bees, the dirt, the microorganisms in the dirt. You farm according to that. You try and create processes where the different aspects of the environment strengthen each other. You don't use any pesticides. You don't use any fertilizers. You don't use any kind of additives that would be considered industrial. And it makes for a very holistic approach to farming that is good for the environment and good for your vines as well. Lastly, Daarioprincing, very interesting winemaker from Italy, from Venezia Giulia. Daarioprincing is what they call a natural winemaker. Natural wine has gotten a lot of attention recently. You may have heard the kind of like heavy marketing celebrity version is clean wine, but the natural wine came first. And natural wine is a way of making wine that it's got a lot of hipster attention, but basically it's doing as little as possible with wine in terms of human intervention. No inputs in the winery. You try and let the wine make itself. The results can be bizarre at times. They can be fantastic at times. And in this case, they're really wonderful. This is actually what's called an orange wine as well. You can see this kind of amber hue. That's white wines that are exposed to the skin while they're being made.
The Food and Wine Classic at Home Spring Edition is coming up on May 1st. Just head to KSTV5.com and click Found It on 5 for a link to that free virtual event.